Good morning. You're listening to the WTIM morning program, your information station. We are coming to you live from our downtown studios located in Shelbyville. The morning show is brought to you by these great sponsors: the Villas of Hollybrook, Shelbyville Insurance, Perky's Farm Store, Family Drug, and Shelbyville Manor. I'm your host, Mark Sanders. I want to thank you for listening in this morning. We're happy to have with us as our next guest. And these are familiar names. It's been a while since they've been in the studio. But yeah, we have the Derek and Garrett show this morning. And they're with Shelbyville Insurance, one of our great sponsors. And I want to thank you for your continued sponsorship of the program.
Absolutely. Happy to be a sponsor.
Yeah, it's great. And so, yeah, I'm glad you're in the studio this morning. Again, it has been a while. And so tell me, well, before we get started, let me just say that now you're a local man here, aren't you, Derek? I mean, you're right here from Shelbyville area.
Born and raised, that's right.
Yeah. And actually, you went to two different colleges. Now, one, it wasn't necessarily local, Kaskaskia, yes.
Correct. Yep.
But then you went on down to Murray State, I believe.
That's right.
So did you earn 2 degrees, or did you go halfway through and go the other half?
I got my associates at Kaskaskia and got my bachelor's down at Murray. So, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Now, Garrett, what about you? Are you a local man?
Yeah, I was originally from Strasburg, and then I grew up in Newton and came back to town about 3 years ago. So, yeah, kind of been in the area for most of my life.
Now, Strasburg, is that the one that's the home of the gnomes or something?
Yes, big city. There's about 350, I think, on the population side when you go through. So, don't blame.
Well, and it takes all sizes. So
that's right. Yeah. Great little town, great, tight-knit community down there.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask, first of all, let's talk about this because it's very interesting. This program that you were on YouTube, and it was a reality show program, and the name of it was?
It was the Protégé.
The Protégé.
Yes.
And so let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Happy to.
Tell me, how did you happen to get into the Protégé? I mean, not everybody's on a reality show.
Yeah. So I actually, I follow a guy, his name is David Carruthers. I've been following him on LinkedIn for a long time. And he basically organized this reality show, the Protégé, and threw out a video for like a casting call type video saying, hey, if you want to be a contestant in this show, you have to submit a video to me, and I'll select the top 10, end up being the top 11, but he said I'll select the top 10 people that I feel are a good fit to be a contestant in this show. So I had to answer basically 3 questions in that video of why I thought I'd be a good contestant and why I wanted to be in the show. So I had to get a little creative with my submission, and about a month after I sent it in, I got an email saying, hey, congrats, you're on the show.
Fantastic. Now, he runs a training company as well, does he not?
That's correct. So he owns and operates a commercial insurance training program called Killing Commercial Insurance. So it's designed to accommodate people who want to go after commercial insurance and separate themselves from their competition, do things differently, be more of a trusted advisor, and provide solutions to their clients versus just trying to sell a product.
Yeah, and so your interest in this obviously had to do with your business and what you do every day.
Exactly.
And that's selling insurance.
Exactly.
But how can I better that, right?
Yep.
And it was also an advantage for your company.
Oh, yeah.
For you to be involved in this program.
Absolutely. Yeah. For going through the show, the information that I've learned and continue to learn now as, being the winner of the show, it has put myself, which obviously I'm attached to the agency, so it helps the agency look unique and different in the marketplace. So by me going through the show, it's definitely been able to, teach some people at our agency how to utilize those tools, resources, knowledge to actually provide solutions for our clients. So it's been a big boost for our agency as well.
Now, wait a minute. You said the winner of the show.
Oh, did I jump ahead?
No, that's great. How many contestants were there?
So there was 11 contestants that were selected to be on the show. So the way it worked was there was, I think it was 7 challenges. At the end of 7 challenges, the top 5 were selected. So if you watch the show each week, it's almost like Survivor. There was a person eliminated. No one was eliminated the first week, but then there was someone eliminated from the show each week thereafter until we made it to the top 5. So I was in the top 5, and I think it was me from here in, little Shelbyville, and then there was 2 guys from Connecticut. There was a guy from Minneapolis area and a guy from Oklahoma. So to make the next round, so in the top 5, you had to actually sell using the tools and resources you had learned throughout the prior 7 challenges. And the top 3 in sales made it to the round of 3, the top 3 round.
Wow.
So yeah, I was able to advance. So
that's quite a distinction, and then ultimately an honor then to actually be on top.
Yeah, it was very cool. So the top 3, I'll kind of explain how that happened. Once the sales numbers were in, they announced the top 3 as myself and 2 guys from Connecticut. The winner of the show would actually be announced at a live event down in San Antonio, Texas. So I was in San Antonio back in mid-September when they announced it, and the winner was selected by a public vote. So it didn't have anything to do with sales or how we did in the competitions. It was, did we win the viewers' support and our community support? And I was able to get 61.9% of the votes and win the title of the Protégé. So kudos to all the Shelbyvillians out there listening that helped me bring home the award.
Yeah, and I'm sure it wasn't just that, because I read a newspaper article and it said that one reason that you were able to come out on top is because of your popularity in the contest grew because of your sense of humor and your creative thinking. And of course, that has to be done in the business world every day anyway.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I didn't even know Derek had a sense of humor.
You did. That was Garrett, by the way, and I think he does know because they ride together a lot.
Oh yeah.
So
that's for sure.
It's I've often referred to it. Well, I get in trouble if I say the Bob and Tom show.
We've been referred to as worse. I can tell you that. So yeah, the creativity. We mentioned this before we got on air. Insurance is kind of a boring subject, and a lot of people look at it negatively. And so I knew that I was going to have to be unique and different and use my creative juices to catch people's attention. Ultimately, I knew to win the show, you're going to have to get votes from the public. So you've got to do something different than everybody else. Like you said, in business, you've got to be unique in the marketplace. So I had to differentiate myself from the rest of the competitors to, ultimately, hopefully end up on top, which happened.
Yes.
If you've got a good sense of humor, you need to check out Derek's social media, because he did a really good job playing a song and singing for everybody to beg for votes there too, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. So I did a spoof off of All My Exes Live in Texas.
Oh, you did.
So it was terrible.
You've only been married once.
Exactly.
And you still are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that was helped me get a few votes too. And we have a special guest in here doing the videography.
Sorry, I haven't introduced you yet. Go ahead.
So Peyton's with us doing our videos. She's from the Shelby County CEO class, and she actually helped me do a video as I was getting ready to go to Texas that helped me get some votes as well, where I was dressed up in cowboy hat and boots and stuff. So
I missed that.
Yeah.
So that best place to, I'm sure there are people out there right now. It's, oh man, I'm sorry I missed all this. Not just the video, but the YouTube reality show.
Yeah.
And so can they still view that?
Absolutely. So you can go to Killing Commercial Insurance is the name of the YouTube channel, and the Protégé is on there. And if you want to see some of the videos that I did to get into the Protégé and I guess try to get votes, my big tagline was V4D, vote for Derek. So you can search those on my YouTube, which is Derek Hayden Risk Advisor.
Yeah.
So feel free to check those out.
Yeah, that's real exciting. So that's where you see All My Exes Live is on the Derek Hayden
Risk Advisor.
Check it out. Got to check. I'm going to check it out.
Okay.
Immediately following the program as soon as I get a chance. And so you know what? We're going to have to take a short break here, and I'd like to come back and maybe speak with you and Garrett in regard to how maybe this has affected your business to those.
Sure. Absolutely.
We'll do that, and we'll take this short break. And you're listening to WTIM, your information station. We're coming to you live from our beautiful downtown Shelbyville studios. Broadcasting in Christian County on 96.1 FM, Shelby County 107.5, and of course the big 870 AM across central Illinois. We are your information station. Back after this short break. Welcome back. You're listening to WTIM Morning Show, your information station, and we're broadcasting over the airways from our downtown Shelbyville studios. Morning Show is brought to you by these great sponsors: the Villas of Hollybrook, Shelbyville Insurance, Berkey's Farm Store, Family Drug, and Shelbyville Manor. I'm your host, Mark Sanders. And if you are just joining us, we are visiting with Derek Hayden with Shelbyville Insurance, Garrett Ulmer with Shelbyville Insurance, and of course, Peyton's here in the studio with us as well, doing a great video job. And so keep your eyes open. You might see us somewhere on video live. So, Garrett, let's talk about, do you think that, let me just ask, what kind of businesses are you all looking into now that might be different than what you did before?
Sure. I would say one of, Derek and I's main focus here, especially this time of year, is working with businesses on their group health insurance plan. One of the things that Derek talked about in the last session was kind of being unique and trying to provide different solutions maybe than what they have heard from their current broker or advisor as far as that goes. So we work with a lot of groups in the area, and we were just a couple hours away the other day down south working with the business. So we kind of try to spread our wings a little bit. We do have some unique offerings and solutions when it comes to that, and trying to help a business owner understand how he can provide better benefits to his employees, and also, some cost containment strategies to help them contain the rising cost of healthcare, because it just keeps going up and doesn't seem to want to come down. I love that one. So one of the unique things that we have to offer are self-funded plans for groups as far as that goes. And we're seeing that, for most households, your health insurance is probably one of your number one costs as far as that goes for individuals, and same way for the business owner. One of their most expensive costs on their bottom line is their group health insurance plan as well. So we try to meet with them to help them get a better understanding of what's going on, and talk to them about some of the unique solutions that maybe they've never heard of or been advised of, ways to help control the cost for that as well. So,
well, I think most insurances, at least to my knowledge anyway, be it health insurance or whatever, you always have that upfront cost anyway, every year. It just kind of starts over again, and you're paying something up front. And so I would think if you work that into a program to where you're saving money all year long, right?
Yeah, absolutely. In today's employment marketplace, obviously it's hard to come by employees with the economy there, with everything going on. So employers, the businesses, are doing everything they can to attract and retain those key employees. And of course, like Garrett said, your health insurance, your employee benefits are usually your second largest expense right behind payroll. So at the same time, while they're trying to attract and retain with really good benefits, they also are like, we got to make sure we're keeping our cost in check. So businesses are having to, because of the cost of healthcare, get very creative with how they are administering their benefits plans and keeping those employees and attracting new employees. So there's a number of things, and the size of the employer makes a big difference in what you can do and can't do as far as risk goes. And like Garrett said, the self-funded side is where we see a lot of groups moving to, and people get very scared when we say self-funded, because they're like, well, what if one of my employees has $1 million claim? There's insurance policies and there's practices in place to protect your organization against those large claims. Although it said the terminology is self-funded, it's actually partially self-funding, because you're only paying for a certain portion of those employees' claims up front. Then there's an insurance policy called stop loss behind the scenes that protects the employer, and it makes it, once you figure out how it works, it reduces the volatility of healthcare for those organizations. So it allows them to do some unique things.
So the term I've heard often that calls people gasp, and so catastrophic.
Right.
But
exactly.
You're talking about protecting even the employer.
Exactly.
From those catastrophic.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And yet, when you hear folks talk about their employment and so on, just as you've said, you always hear, well, hey, this gives us good benefits.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And so that's why I'm working at this time.
Yeah.
I need those
Yeah.
benefits.
Yeah.
we know it to be, and we've had enough discussions that it typically, if you ask an individual that's looking for a job, one of the first things that they look at is the benefits package, like you mentioned. How can they protect themselves or their family, and what's the expense look like to them? So it's definitely something that keeps going up and opening more people's eyes as we continue to meet with them and help provide some solutions for us.
With and this may stray away and just a little bit away from insurance, but the job market is really crazy.
Sure.
Right now, isn't it?
It is. It is. Yeah. And you look at small businesses, middle market businesses, which is mostly what we have in our area. It's a struggle for them because they've got jobs they can do. They've got work. They're right now at this point in time, business is fairly good for most businesses, but they cannot find enough help to keep up with the demand. So, you can tie that back into the benefits. So we've seen a huge uptick in the smaller businesses that maybe have 3, 4, 5 employees that are coming to us that never had before, saying, hey, we need to figure out a way to attract and retain our employees because we can't keep up and we've got to keep our employees on board and get some new ones here. So seen a lot of smaller businesses who are wanting to offer some plans, and we can get kind of creative with the options we have to help contain that cost, while at the same time keeping those employees happy, making sure that they are covered and have financial transfer if they do have those big health insurance claims.
And we're going to have to leave on that high note because we're coming up against our break. Garrett, great to see you.
Good to see you,
Derek. And thanks for joining us this morning, Hayden. And, good to see you all.
Thank you.
And hopefully we can have you back again really soon.
Love to do it.
Okay. Thank you for taking the time to visit with us this morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. We're coming to you live from our downtown Shelbyville studio. Back after this short break.